As an empath, you need to constantly check in with yourself. You are, as an empath, a beacon of healing light. Whether you like it or not, you radiate healing. Our heart is our superpower. In addition to feeling is our superpower. Literally what an empath is, you feel.
I've discovered that my sensitivity and my empathy it's a strength. So if anybody else out there is very sensitive, and if you're an empath, you're awesome and you're the shit and you have like a cheat code in life. But it does come with a cost if you aren't aware of your energy and if you're not operating from a high level of self-esteem. When I was operating from a low vibration and I felt like I needed to fix everybody, please everybody, keep the peace, just do whatever everybody said so that there would be no drama. It was probably the lowest point of my life ever, and I wasn't conscious of it.
If you an empath like me, you better learn how to transmute and alchemize that energy, and I mean fast. Before I learned how to do so, I thought I was going damn nuts. I couldn't even be in crowds because my head would be hurting so bad. Once I get home, I can't even think straight. My body feels so drained. To the point where I was like, I'm going to just stay my ass at home. Then I started learning about energy and transmutation and alchemy, and it shifted everything for me. Now when I go certain places and I feel certain energy, first of all, I listen to spirit. So if it tells me to leave, I'm leaving. If I take on certain energies like sad, angry, happy, whatever the case is, immediately start thinking about something that excites me, a goal that I want to accomplish, or something that I've already accomplished. I get so excited to the point where I get goosebumps. I done forgot about whatever energies that's making me feel uneasy in the first place. Every single time I do this. It's called rewiring and reprogramming your brain. And I learned being in crowds or being around certain energies drain you because that energy is latching onto you. You are like magnets. Now remember, you got to learn to observe the emotions. Don't absorb them. Another big part of the problem is a lot of y'all are not learning the difference between an attachment and an assignment. You're allowing people to attach themselves to you. If they're not assigned to you, that's not your problem. To be honest, nobody's energy or problems are yours but your own. Just know if you're an empath, that means you are multi-gifted. That uneasy feeling that you get is literally your body's response to the fact that you are just so talented and powerful. You just don't know how to use these gifts yet. Stop being afraid of you. If you have a gift, use it. Stop looking at being an empath as a curse, because I know it could feel that way. Once you start accepting it for what it is, which is a gift will become stronger.
She don't hate you. She's not mad, and she's not upset. She's just choosing to distance herself from the people that don't value her. She not holding grudges. She not plotting for revenge. She's just choosing peace. She's finished explaining herself to the people that's committed to misunderstanding her. She's done pouring into cups that don't pour back. She's done proving her worth to the people that refuse to see it. She's moving different because she's healing. She respects her own boundaries, and she's holding herself accountable. So when she stepped back, it's not out of anger. It is out of wisdom.
I've been watching this situation unfold, and it's a toxic one. To be honest, it hit me in a big way, not because I was a part of it, but because I felt like I was. I didn't even speak on it right away, but I carried the emotions for nearly a year before I said anything. Well, publicly, that is. But that's the thing about being an empath. You don't have to be directly involved in the drama to feel like you're tangled up in it. You just feel everything, even from the sidelines. Let me start off by saying hello to my fellow empaths out there and to anyone else who feels everything just a bit too deeply. If you're the kind of person who picks up on people's moods, who gets emotionally invested in other people's problems and then finds yourself feeling drained afterwards, yeah, this video's for you. Let me give you some context on the situation that I became entangled with. There's this couple. People I know of from social media only. So obviously we're not close in any kind of way because I've never met them in real life. But I've watched their relationship play out publicly for a while now. Unfortunately, the couple ended up parting ways. But when I say toxic, man, I'm talking textbook example. I'm talking volatile arguments, manipulation, targeted attacks to each other's reputation, emotional highs and lows like a roller coaster. I mean, this went on for years. What's so ironic is that their relationship started out as couples goals. One minute they were posting cute couple and family photos, and then next it was cryptic posts and unfollowing each other, live stream altercations, bad mouthing each other, even calling the police. You get the gist. As an outsider, it's easy to say, wow, that's messy, not my problem. But as an empath, you feel every silent cry for help, every emotional dip, every time they shrink a little bit more under the weight of that dysfunction, you feel it. And before you know it, you're carrying somebody else's relationship like it's your own. And I'm not talking just as a blogger, but as an empath. To clarify for those of you who are unfamiliar with empaths, being an empath is beautiful. It means you care. It means you feel. You pick up on energy and emotion that other people might completely miss. You're the one that people come to when they're struggling. You're so easy to talk to. You've heard that one, right? I'm sure you've heard it a lot throughout life. But there's the flip side of being an empath that we don't really talk about. Not enough, in my opinion. And that's the fact that it can be draining as hell. When you're an empath, you gotta unplug sometimes. When you're constantly tuned into everyone else's pain, their drama, and everyone else's chaos, you end up carrying a weight that doesn't even belong to you. And after a while, oh, that load gets heavy. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what happens when we get too invested in other people's business. Even with the best intentions, we find ourselves just wanting to help. And that's an honorable intention. Maybe someone you love is in a toxic relationship. Perhaps they keep calling you about the same old job drama or emotional crisis over and over and over again. As an empath, you want to fix it. You genuinely want to help. You continue to pour into that person even though they continue in that toxic relationship without a change in sight. But before you know it, you're losing sleep. You're feeling anxious. You're getting frustrated. And the worst part, they're not even taking your advice. They're just looping. But now you're stuck in that emotional wash cycle with them. That's when you know it's time to unplug. Not because you don't care, and it's certainly not because you're being cold, never that. It's because your energy matters too. Look, even therapists have office hours. So why do we as empaths think that we have to be open all the time, available to listen and to console even in the wee hours of the night? When you watch someone you care about shrink, lose themselves, and accept less than what they deserve, and you just want to grab them and say, you don't have to live like this. But what happens when they don't want to leave? Or worse, when they keep going back? You don't have to stop caring, but don't start drowning in someone else's storm. There are so many other things that you could be doing or blogging about in life. Relationships will have their ups and downs. People will fall in and out of love with each other, and friendships will come and go. There are signs that let you know when it's time to detox from other people's energy. I'm sure you've seen them, but for whatever reason chose to ignore the signs. I'm talking about signs like you feel emotionally heavy after engaging in certain conversations. You find yourself avoiding texts or calls from specific people because you already know they're not good today. You feel guilty for not being able to fix everything. And that's a big one for me, unfortunately. And your mood shifts based on who you've been around. You ever been there? Oh, don't answer. It's a rhetorical question. And maybe, just maybe, you're tired. Not physically, but emotionally tired. If you're nodding to yourself right now, I feel you. I've been there. I've lived there. And I've stayed there way too long. So let's talk about unplugging and what that looks like. And again, it doesn't mean ghosting people. We're more mature than that. But when you make the decision to unplug, you have to stand on it. It's about protecting your peace. You have to set boundaries and be grown enough to say, hey, look, I care, but I need to recharge right now. That's a statement, not a question. And there's no need in even setting boundaries if you're going to allow people to treat them as optional. How about you turn your phone off for a bit? Do not disturb is your friend. And the point of that is to take intentional time alone. Not lonely, just alone. People for some reason think that when you're alone you need company or something. Nothing could be further from the truth. I'm in my best state of mind when I'm alone with only me and my thoughts. Maybe a hot cup of coffee too. And another way to unplug is to go outside. Sit with nature. Touch some grass. Breathe. Being indoors leads to too many distractions and tapping into other people. The best way to unplug is to say no. And say it without a 5-minute explanation. I've said this before. No is a complete sentence. In English and in Spanish. And sometimes that one person that you have to say no to is yourself. Especially when you need to resist the urge to intervene. And here's the part that might be hardest for us empaths. You're not responsible for saving everyone. Let that sink in. You are not responsible for saving everyone. You can love someone and still not carry their emotional baggage. You can support someone and still say, I need a minute. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back and let people walk their own path, even if it's messy. It's their mess to deal with. After all, they're the ones who created it, and even without an ounce of help from you, they'll figure things out. Send them love and light. Once you lift yourself up out that low vibration, you'll feel a great sense of relief and will probably even laugh at yourself like, what the hell was I thinking? Now, the real flex in being an empath is learning how to refill your own cup. Check in with yourself like you check in with others. Ask yourself things like, how am I feeling today? Do I have the mental space for this conversation? Is this my emotion or am I picking up someone else's? That little pause, that self-check-in, honey, it can save your sanity. So if you're feeling drained, this is your sign. You're probably in too deep, way too invested emotionally. Unplug, breathe, take your energy back, protect your peace, because you deserve peace. You deserve space, and you deserve to feel light. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and join the conversation by leaving your comment down below.